Welcome to a land where nature paints its own masterpiece, and every fjord, mountain, and coastal village tells a story of unparalleled beauty. Norway, a country adorned with breathtaking landscapes and a rich tapestry of culture, invites you on a journey like no other. Join us as we explore the 15 best places that showcase the enchanting allure of Norway, a Scandinavian gem that seamlessly blends modern sophistication with the untamed splendor of the great outdoors. Number 15. Flum. The adventurous railway isn't the only reason to visit this beautiful village. It's worth exploring at ground level too, particularly for cycling and hiking. You can also take a boat ride down the UNESCO World Heritage Site Fjord for dramatic landscapes and an abundance of waterfalls. You can also meet some modern-day Vikings at the Viking Valley in Guvågen. They're so into that era of history, they live the same way. Number 14. Skjervøy. Although Tromso is famous for witnessing the northern lights and whale watching, there are less well-known spots in Norway for remote nature appreciation. Skjervøy in the north is an island and fishing community close to mountains, which is great for whale watching. And other outdoor activities like skiing. It's also a significant location in maritime history. Skjervøy was also the first port of call made by the Arctic explorer Fridtjof Nansen's Fram ship on its return from an expedition to the North Pole in 1896. These days, people come to see orcas and humpback whales in the wintertime, stay in cozy cabins, and even rent boats to go fishing too. Number 13. North Cape. Visitors from across the continent have been drawn to the Nordkapp, North Cape, since the 19th century to see what lies at the most northerly point in Europe. With 2 months of midnight sun, the summer, mid-May until late July, is a perfect time to explore that for yourself. And what can you expect to find? Some pretty amazing views over the Barents Sea for a start, but you can also wander around pretty fishing villages, learn about Viking history, witness rugged landscapes, and see an abundance of bird life, including puffins and cormorants at the Gjesverstappen Cliffs. Number 12. Trolltunga. Trolltunga is a spectacular rock formation in the Vestland region. It's also a pretty strenuous hike, so guided group hikes are recommended, although experienced hikers can go from early June to the end of September only. And it will take around 10-12 hours. It was formed during the Ice Age. The name refers to the famous jutting cliff edge, which stands about 700 meters above Lake Ringedalsvatnet. The nearest village is Odda, but it's also about a 3-hour drive from Bergen. If you're going to go, make sure you've got the right gear, you're feeling fit enough. Mountain rescue volunteers have to pick up inexperienced and ill-equipped hikers at Trolltunga every year. Number 11. Stavanger. The port city on Norway's southwest coast is surrounded by mountains, including Pulpit Rock, and beaches. Take a wander around the historic Gamle Stavanger to explore lots of little museums where you can learn about things like Viking history as well, 18th and 19th century wooden houses. The port is beautiful and comes into its own in the summer months. There is lots of street art to appreciate too, and it even has its own dedicated street art festival called New Art, which takes place in later summer. Stavanger is also a gateway to more mountain hikes and natural wonders like Sverd Eyfjell and Kyragbolten. Number 10. Jotunheimen National Park. Exploring the great outdoors is part of any trip to Norway, but there's a whole lot of nature to explore in the home of the giants in the east. Jotunheimen is the most famous of Norway's national parks, and home to over 250 mountains, including the tallest Galdhøpiggen, the highest in Northern Europe. It's a haven for hikers, with tens of thousands of people coming to Besseggen Ridge each year, including famous Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen, who wrote about it in his play Peer Gynt. There are many more hiking trails to take on too, as well as plenty of places to camp, either wild camping or rest up in a cozy wooden hut or cabin. But it's not just a great place to hike. People visit Jotunheimen to see glaciers, beautiful lakes, cycling routes, rafting, and horse riding. Number 9. Ålesund. The small west coast city is the gateway to exploring Norway's vast fjords and mountain landscapes. Take a wander through Ålesund's downtown Art Nouveau district to explore colorful buildings, then head over to the Fjellstua viewpoint to take in the surrounding scenery. If it's raining, you can take shelter by crate digging at one of the city's record shops like Serie Antivariate and Jukebox, and warm up with a bowl of local fish soup. As well as its proximity to famous fjords like the spectacular Geirangerfjord, people come to Ålesund for outdoor activities like hiking and alpina skiing, cross-country skiing, and a bit of fishing too. Take a short trip out of the city to visit Alnes Lighthouse or do a challenging mountain hike up Slogan. Number 8. Oslo. Although it's Norway's natural wonder that captivates travelers, its capital city. Oslo has a good mix of urban life and nature to satisfy the need to explore. It was named European Green City 2019 thanks to its dedication to conservation and reducing pollution. Oslo is a pretty compact city, so you can easily stroll around or hop on a bike to its blend of new and old Scandinavian architecture. Many of its central areas are traffic-free these days, so walking and cycling is a more relaxed experience than in other European cities. Stop off at Fram Museum to take a deep dive into the city's rich history, including the Fram, the first ship built in Norway for polar research and used on an Arctic expedition by Fridtjof Nansen. Oslo is nestled between the Oslofjord Inlet and the lush greenery of the Oslomarka forest. So you can take a short metro ride for a big dose of nature, which, according to Norwegians, is the best medicine. We're certainly not going to disagree. Number 7. Sognefjord. Known as the King of the Fjords, Sognefjord on the west coast is the longest and deepest fjord in Norway. It was formed in the last ice age, which created the high mountain peaks and deep valleys that make up its landscape. Visitors come to get up close to nature to explore the different fjords that branch off Sognefjord, as well as verdant valleys, mountain ranges, and glaciers. For some of the best views, hop on the Flam Railway, for a twisty ride through the mountains and sweeping views over the peaks, valleys, and waterfalls. Grab a window seat for one of the most memorable train journeys in the world. Number 6. The Atlantic Road. Without a doubt, one of the most picturesque drives in the world. A 5-mile-long stretch that winds and weaves its way over the Atlantic Ocean, connecting the island of Averøy with the mainland at Ida. The Atlantic Road was initially going to be a railway line, but was completed as a road and opened in 1989. It's a little out of the way of the usual tourist spots, but is well worth a detour for the spectacular views alone. Number 5. Pulpit Rock. Situated within the Lisa Fjord, this is one of the most photographed spots in Norway, but not everyone has the stomach for it. A flat-topped viewing platform, 25 meters by 25 meters, leading out over a sheer 600-plus meter drop into the fjord below, a natural formation rather than man-made intervention. Pulpit Rock, known locally as Preikestolen, makes for a rewarding 10-kilometer hike. You'll need to allow a good 4-5 hours and pack plenty of snacks. Number 4. Bergen. Norway is renowned for its fjords. The Western Fjords are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and, as such, is a protected area, but it welcomes hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. Most start their journey in the city of Bergen, the gateway to the fjords. A fjord is a sea-drowned valley carved out by glaciers moving and leading to sheer cliffs, thunderous waterfalls, and calm turquoise bodies of water to sail through. Number 3. Lofoten. A true gem in the Norwegian crown, Lofoten is home to a group of islands on the northwest coast of Norway, as well as impressive mountains, deep fjords, and no shortage of wildlife, including some big colonies for migrating birds. Situated in the Arctic Circle, there's a good chance of seeing the northern lights from here in winter. But it's not as cold as you might imagine thanks to the warming Gulf Stream. It's worth taking a bit of time to properly explore the Lofotens and the surrounding area, like Trollfjord, the narrow fjord. It's actually situated between Lofoten and the Vesterålen archipelago and is surrounded by rugged mountain peaks that are particularly stunning in the winter. If you look up towards the spiky peaks, you might even catch sight of the white-tailed sea eagle flying overhead. Lofoten is also a great spot for fishing. including the picturesque village rain-lined where fishermen's huts line the shore. But visitors come for a combination of beautiful scenery and outdoor activities. It has some of the Lofoten Island's best hiking trails, including Reinebringen, and it's also a great destination for cycling, kayaking, and skiing. The archipelago is also home to Fjord, another historic fishing village with colorful buildings and spectacular mountain views. Number 2, Tromso. One of the largest northern cities on mainland Norway, Tromso is situated within the Arctic Circle and the Northern Lights Oval, making it a prime location to witness this majestic natural phenomenon. The aurora borealis, as they're also known, cast incredible colorful patterns over the night sky and are particularly prominent in the winter months, September-April. Tromso itself has some great museums, restaurants, and events. Number 1, Svalbard. Situated in the Arctic Circle, Svalbard is a haven for rare wildlife and has miles and miles of pristine wilderness to marvel at. Despite its remote feel, it's relatively accessible as the largest settlement of Longyearbyen is home to the most northerly commercial airport in the world. The landscape changes from huge, domineering glaciers and mountains to snow-covered plains and sheltered coastal coves. Wildlife you can expect to see there includes polar bears, walruses, beluga whales, and an array of bird life, including puffins and Arctic skuas. If you are interested in visiting Svalbard, please don't forget to take a look at Secret Atlas's Expedition microcruises. With only 12 guests on board our ships, we provide an intimate, authentic, and sustainable way to explore this remote and untamed region. As our journey through Norway's wonders comes to a close, we're left with indelible memories of a land that effortlessly marries natural splendor with cultural richness. From the captivating northern lights to the serene beauty of its coastal towns, Norway is a destination that leaves an indelible mark on the hearts of those fortunate enough to explore its treasures. As you navigate the fjords and traverse the scenic landscapes in your imagination, remember that Norway's allure extends beyond the pixels of your screen. Consider this script not just a guide, but an invitation to embark on your own odyssey through the land of the midnight sun and ethereal beauty. Whether you find yourself drawn to the vibrant cities, historic sites, or the untamed wilderness, Norway invites you to become a part of its story. So, until the day you set foot on its shores, may the spirit of Norway's enchantment linger in your dreams, beckoning you to experience firsthand the magic that words can only begin to describe. Safe travels, and may your adventures be as extraordinary as the landscapes of Norway themselves.